Christmas moon, Christmas moon, Christmas moon, Christmas. Hey, what's up? Welcome to a new reading vlog. So, okay, I'm going to try and get back on the filming, editing schedule, grind, whatever you want to call it. I have been doing so bad. Hello? I've been doing so bad this year. So now that it's, look, it's Christmas Bernard. Isn't he so cute with his Christmas hat and his Christmas sweater? Emily Cremo Designs. Anyways, yes, I've been doing so bad this year at, I like posting, filming and posting. So hopefully now this is the Christmas season. Let's try and get on some sort of like schedule and actually posting at least once a week. Last night, oh, it's Monday, December 8th. It's 8:40 p.m. Yes. So last night I randomly, well, not really randomly, I was debating like what I should read, and I couldn't decide, so I let the pickle wheel pick for me, and I ended up with the pickle wheel ended up choosing for me Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It's been on my TBR for a while. I started it, I think it was sometime last year, but it wasn't the right time, and I feel like now is the right time because when I was reading this, I started it last night and I'm on page 44 already. I'm on chapter 6 and I'm already like a bit invested into finding out more about our main characters, one being Peyton and the other one being Kai. I'm very interested in Peyton because like in this world they are some sort, I think it was some sort of, yeah, because they say the plague. A plague happened and it took out a lot of people, but it also, the people who got the plague but survived, most of them got some sort of magical ability with it, and those are the people that they're like, they think are like higher than. And the people who didn't get magical abilities, they were like, oh, those are the weak people, so we need to off them. And they're called, I believe they're called ordinaries. So even like years and years and years and years later, if they find an ordinary, they off them because they're like, no, they're not worth being alive, pretty much. And I think they think that ordinaries will weaken the people who do have these heightened abilities. So I don't think it's it's not a spoiler because it's in the back. It's Payne is an ordinary, but she's hiding the fact that she's an ordinary. But I have a very high suspicion she's not an ordinary. I feel like maybe her powers are like suppressed and somehow, or just that she hasn't like discovered what her ability is. Because I just really don't think she's an ordinary. They're never just an ordinary. And then Kai, he's a prince, but he also is like, his brother is the heir. He's the one that's gonna rule. And then Kai, he's the one that's going to, I forgot what his, oh, he's the enforcer. So he enforces the whole offing the ordinaries. So he's like very brutal. That's like his main role in life. But obviously, one, this is YA, and there's always some sort of romance sprinkled in. So you know they're gonna, Peyton and Kai are gonna develop feelings for each other. Also, Peyton has run into someone and I'm like, is that Kai? I don't know, because if that was Kai, he would know something. I mean, he would know that she's an ordinary, but I don't know. I need to like find out more from Kai's perspective on that meeting, and that even was him, because at this point I'm not sure that was him. I feel like it is, but I don't know. Also, there's a character in here, I forgot what. So I'm listening to the audiobook and following along because that's how I like to do it. And in the physical book, oh, his name is Ezra, but in the audiobook they say Cal. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Lauren Roberts was like really inspired by the Red Queen series, and one of the main characters in the Red Queen series, his name is Cal. So I'm like, did she name like this minor character? I think at this point he's a minor character. This minor character Cal when she first wrote the book. But then once the physical book came out, they were like, oh no, we need to change his name. But like, I wonder if that was a nod to Cal from the Red Queen series. And I'm just interested to find out like what happened there, like why did the name change. But also, I don't think I have a first edition. Where in the freak? Let's see which edition this is. Am I losing my mind? Because if this isn't a first print, a first edition, then I wonder if in the first edition it did say Cal. It literally doesn't say it. The text of this book was sent to manufacturer. It literally doesn't say which edition this is. All it says, it does say previously published in 2023 by Lauren Roberts. So I'm confuzzled. But if you've read this book and you read it like closer to when it first came out, let me know if it was a character named Cal or if the character's name was Ezra. Because I need to know now. All right, so that's the update I have for right now. It's almost 9. I need to be asleep by 11, so I'm gonna read for like 45 minutes before going to bed. So let's do that. Hey, what's up? So it's been a while since my last update. Don't even remember when the last update was, but basically it's currently Sunday, December 28th. It's 4:10 p.m. And basically the beginning of December I was sick, and then I got better, and then I got sick again. Story of my life. But yeah, so that's what's been happening in my life. But right now, this week, I'm off the entire week. Exactly, I'm off the entire week. I had to use my PTO hours before they expired, which is December 31st. So I only had 24 hours of PTO. So I just did 3 days PTO, 2 hours unpaid. Not 2 hours, 2 days unpaid. I needed a week. I needed a week. My brain needs to cleanse itself, and it's going to cleanse itself with books this week. I'm gonna try and read, like, make up for all the reading that I haven't done the entire year. It's not gonna be a lot of reading because I'm a slow reader, but I'm hoping to get a good amount done. So let's talk about what I was reading before at the beginning of this video, which is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm currently on page 114. I stopped in the middle of a chapter the last time I was reading. I was like, I don't feel like reading anymore, so I stopped in the middle of the chapter, which is unlike me. But at the moment, from what I can remember, I don't even remember the last time I picked this up, but I've been liking what I've been reading so far. So I'm hoping that once I pick it up again, which is gonna be today, I'm still gonna be on the I'm enjoying this boat. Fingers crossed. But yeah, there's that's what we're gonna be doing later today. I just got home, so I need a little bit of chill before I hop into reading. Even though reading is chill, it makes sense to me. Don't worry about it. But what I do want to talk about right now is Novel's having their end of year sale. So basically what they did was, it's 25% off everything. Then you also got the 10% more if you're a member, which I'm a member, so we got an extra 10%. So everything was 35% off. And then it was 50% off certain hardcovers, but everything I got was paperback, so only got the 25, aka 35%. I'm gonna start off here. So I went with my friend Carlini to Barnes & Noble, which that's her thing. I always go with her, so most of the time. So we usually, this is what we do every year. We don't really get each other Christmas presents. We just go to yeah, so we usually don't get each other presents for Christmas. We just go to Barnes & Noble and we pay for one of the things that we're getting. So I was looking at this, so she was like, okay, I'll buy you that, and I ended up getting her something Mary. I think it's a sci-fi book, don't remember. I'll put a picture here. But what she ended up getting me is this little crochet Disney princess crochet set. It comes with the materials for Ariel and Moana. Never crocheted in my life, but she has, so she's gonna guide me through it, and it has instructions in there, so I should be okay. And it has instructions for all the different, for 12 of the Disney princess, but only has the materials for the 2. So that should be interesting. I might start it this week since I'm off this week, you know. Actually it's 9 days, but in total, but minus 1 because it started yesterday. My last day was this past Friday. Let's get down to the books. So the first book I picked up was The Phoenix King by Aparna Verma. I was looking at my wish list, on my Barnes & Noble wish list that I have on the app, and this book was on there, and I couldn't remember why I put this book on there. But I was like, I'm gonna trust past Yari and just pick it up, especially because they had it in stock. And then I read a little bit later, I read this little section here, and I was like, I think I need to trust past Yari because that's so good. So it says, from a stunning new voice in fantasy comes an Indian-inspired, action-packed debut of fire magic and ancient prophecy, in which the fates of a kingdom rest in the hands of a princess desperate for power and an assassin with a dark secret. So, yes. And the other 2 books that I got, I basically just got these because I was like, I've been meaning to pick these up for a while. I've been meaning to read these for a while, and I just keep pushing it off for some reason. And it might be because they're both YA. So yeah, so the first book is House of, I don't know how to pronounce this, House of Marion by J.L. This is a YA fantasy. don't remember much about what this is about, but I've heard like amazing things about it, so I wanted to pick this up. So let's see if there's a tagline or something. Okay, so the one tagline here is bury your secrets or die for it. Interesting. But there's that. And the other book I got, I have the first book in the spin-off series of this series. But I haven't read it yet because I haven't read the original series. You don't have to read the original series, but I would prefer to do it that way. So I picked up Powerless by Stephanie Garber. I have the first book of Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I want to read the original series before I read that spin-off series. So we have Powerless. I just know it's like two sisters. There's this thing and an event called Powerless, and there's I don't know, it's a game. Remember, it's only a game. There's a game, and then her sister is like taken or something, and she has to find her or something. I could be wrong about that. It's something about her sister, I know that. And there's a game, and she needs to win this game. But yeah, I was like, let me just pick these, especially these two. I was like, let me just pick these up. I've been meaning to pick these up for a while. Let me just do it. So I did, and that's everything that I got at the sale. And yeah, so I'm gonna watch maybe like a YouTube video, and I'll get in the reading mood, and then I'll start reading Powerless. And my battery is low, so I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Hey, what's up? This is how I start all my clips apparently. Okay, so it is officially 2026. It's January 1st. It's 2:22 p.m. I had so much high hopes for New Year's Eve. I was like, I'm gonna finish reading Powerless. I'm gonna finish that early in the day, and then I'm gonna start reading Powerless by Stephanie Garber, and I'm gonna finish that before midnight. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I did finish reading Powerless, but it took me like the entirety to read it. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna review Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I ended up giving this a 3 stars out of 5. It was an okay read. It was fine. It wasn't anything like amazing. I did see some similarities with Red Queen, which apparently Lauren Roberts was inspired by the Red Queen series. I see some similarities, as well as kind of a little bit of similarities with the Hunger Games, mainly just the trials part, because basically in this world there was some sort of like, I don't know, like a flu or something that I think it took out like a lot of people got sick, a lot of people died, but I think am I making this up? Or am I thinking about a different book? Anyways, what I think happened was that the people who survived had got some sort of magical abilities from it. Where I think I made up the whole people. Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know how these people ended up with powers, but what I do know is that the people without powers, they believe that the people without powers are like somehow killing the people with power, and they can't have that because the elites are like, you know, everything, something like that. Honestly, I don't really even know. I'm not really sure. I don't think it was 100% clear, or if it was clear to you exactly what was happening in this world, please let me know. But as every other book that I've read in 2025, I started off like, I was like, I'm enjoying this, and then I would take some time. It would take me like a while to like, I'll stop reading it and then take me a while to get back into reading it, and then by the time I got back to it, I wasn't vibing with it anymore. That's just what got happening all of 2025. So hopefully in 2026 we could fix that. What was right, the trials that were similar to the Hunger Games, it was just that, but it wasn't like in the Hunger Games where it's like they put them all like in this one place and they all fight to the death. It was trials, so they'll have a trial and then they'll go back to like the castle, whatever, for a few days, and then the next trial would happen. So it wasn't like they all took place in like one, like they could get out. They got out at certain points. They weren't there the entire time, like during the trials. The similarities between Red Queen, one was the whole, because in Red Queen there's something called Silent Stone, which they like, which is like, it suppresses your powers, and then they had something similar in this. I forgot what they called it in this, but there was that. And then there was an arena in Red Queens called the Bowl of Bones, and in this one they also had an arena. I think it was just called the Bowl. Hold on, I think it's on the Bowl Arena, that's what it was called. So that's also something that was similar to Red Queen. Also the whole, there being two brothers, two princes, but I thought going into it, I thought that the ending was gonna be like Red Queen, and that the betrayal, there's gonna be a betrayal. There was a betrayal, but it wasn't who I was expecting the betrayal to be. But also at the same time, that betrayal made sense. And then also the romance situation, I think it's between, I think I know who the romance is with, but then there's the other brother, so I don't know. Also, I found Kai fine. A lot of people like find him, then a lot of people don't like him. I think because like he has like this like cocky attitude, but I don't know, I found it funny. I didn't read too much into it. I thought he was fine. I didn't dislike him. Oh, one of the other things that happened in the end, something happened to someone, and it wasn't like heartbreaking for me because we barely got to see this person in this book anyways. But the short novel that goes after this takes place during the events of this book, and it follows that person. So maybe like actually like seeing all that would have a bigger impact on their fate that happened in this book. But reading just this book, I didn't really care. I don't know. But yeah, 3 stars. It was fine. Wasn't anything amazing, but it wasn't horrible either. So 3 stars. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap this vlog up. I don't think much happened in this vlog. I know the last clip before this, that little b-roll of me reading last night, I was waiting for the new year to come in, so there isn't much in this vlog, but hopefully you found it somewhat entertaining. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys here next time on Yari Hearts Books. Bye.